Alright, welcome back to Poultry Farming YouTube channel, and this time we want to share with you everything about poultry farming. If you are feeling to start poultry farming, if you have never started, if you've started and you have been having challenges, this is the time we want to share with you everything about poultry farming, especially the beginners. This is the time, the video that will give you the insight on how to do poultry farming, the beginning, and gives you the confidence to start a poultry farm. Okay, if you have ever had a dream to do a poultry farm, this is the time. This video will give you every detail. What is it about poultry farming? If you do poultry farming, you have to know what kind of birds do you want to rear. What is poultry farming? Poultry farming is about keeping chickens, turkeys, ducks, and any other bird that can be domesticated. So with the poultry farming, if you are to do a poultry farm, you have to specialize. You have to know which one you want to do. Like here at Katap's farm, we decided to do poultry farming in layers, broilers, and local birds, and somehow ducks, but we are measuring in layers, broilers, and local birds. So you can also specialize so that you know this farm I'm to start, how will it be with me? Why am I saying you must specialize? Because we have things like location, which determines the market. Also have the capacity to be on the farm. If you're employed, you cannot do strictly broilers or layers. For people who are employed, you must have at least either broilers or local birds, because they will not stress you. If you are employed and not give the time to your birds, to your farm, it cannot thrive. But if you're not employed by someone else, we encourage you to do broilers or layers because they are money making. Broilers bring you quick money, and then layers give you standard and clean money. Yes, that's what we mean by how can you start a farm by specialization. In this poultry farming, we have layers, we have broilers, and we have broilers, then local or free range. So with layers, you can choose to be free range, or you can choose to have deep filter system or cage system, that is indoor. Layers kept under deep filter system are easier to start because you have less capital. So you start with deep filter. Deep filter is this one we are using, all of us, where you put the coffee husks or the rice brand, the wood shavings on the ground. And then you have these local feeders, local drinkers. But then we have also cage system, whereby the birds are put in a cage. The eggs are done automatically. The feeds are done automatically. The water is done automatically. All that needs a lot of capital. But if you're my starter farmer, the people I know who are starting from scratch, the unemployed, the retiring, you can do deep filter system. But of course, cage system does better. However, even deep filter is not bad. That's what I've been using for my 8 years experience. Deep filter system works for me. We have these broilers. Broilers can also do an automatic feeding, but majorly for them they go after 4 weeks to 5 weeks, 6 weeks. If you have a market for 6 weeks, is okay. That's 2 kilograms and above the live weight. Then we have also these of 4 weeks, maybe 1.5 kilograms live weight. So those ones are good for our local market because people are not very rich and they're startup people, and once they fly to you, it's yummy, small, and they're very affordable. So we have local birds. Local birds are free range and they have very nice eggs with yellow yolk. The market is alarming. Today I have so many calls for yellow yolk eggs because my eggs are yellow yolk, because I do poultry farming layers, but I give them greens, so my eggs are yellow yolk, but they are not local. So if you have yellow yolk eggs from a local bird, the market is so alarming, so huge. People are yearning for that. People want organic feeding now because they have a lot of cancer in the world. Want to do something different. They want to do organic feeding. So local birds, you are doing well. Today we must vaccinate our birds. Before you buy your chicks, tell your supplier or your company, the company giving you the chicks, to give you a feeding structure, the feeding schedule. Because we have these starter feeds, pre-starter feeds, we have grower, we have pre-layer, we have layers feed, layer 1, layer 2. If it is broilers, we have pre-starter, we have grower, we have finisher. If it is local birds, we have starter, we have grower, we have also layers, and then finisher. So this is something you must get from your chick supplier. You must vaccinate them. Vaccination schedules must be given to you. We vaccinate minimum 7 times. That is, we have Malex on the hatchery, When we have Newcastle plus IB, infectious bronchitis, we have the Gumboro, we have, that is also Basal disease, we have the fowlpox, fowl typhoid. We vaccinate our birds. If you join poultry farming, be sure you find the vaccination schedules there. The feeding structures must be there. Then also we must have the feeders and the drinkers. The feeders will have these local feeders made. You don't need to go that very expensive way. Start with what is available. You can have these local feeders made out of wood, made out of plastics, or local drinkers. You see, if you have been watching my videos, you can see I make jerry cans into feeders, jerry cans into drinkers. I make these used materials, the water gutters which are old, make them into feeders. You can make buckets into feeders, buckets into drinkers, water bottles into drinkers. So everything is possible. So when you start poultry farming on a commercial level, it's when you can think of buying drinkers, buying water drinkers, or buying feeders or drinkers. But before you can think of commercial farming, you can start small. As you grow, you get into the system, you experienced, then you get to know the poultry farming needs this type of drinkers, type of feeders. Maybe you want to do cage system, maybe you want to do deep litter system, but at least you have started. It's better to have small than not to have anything at all. The Bible says those who have will be asked more, and those who have less, even what they have will be taken away. So start with what is there. Start small. As you grow, everything will come and find you on the system. No matter the size of the land you own, no matter the land you have, poultry farming is fit for everyone. You can do it on a rental house that is even 10 by 10 feet. You are in a rental apartment, you can do poultry farming. You can lease out land. And again, you can buy land. If you have some money, you can also inherit land. You can ask your dad to give you some land. If your grandmother, at least a 50 by 50 plot, a 50 by 50 feet plot, or 50 by 100 feet plot is good for farming. A structure for poultry, I have a video that shows you the size of a structure for 500 birds. But to me here, I did a structure that is toilet. It has downstairs and upstairs. So you can put 500 down and 500 up. That means 50 by 100 plot. You can put a small farmhouse. You can also put a structure. You put a toilet and some garden. So 25 feet by 30 feet. That's a very big structure on your farm. Remember the plot is 50 by 100 feet. So a 25 by 30 feet structure fits very well. And what are we having here? We are saying every 10 birds can fit in 1 square meter. That means we have enough land, 50 by 50, 100 by 100, 100 by 50. That's enough land. Please, even if you have a rented place, you can be in a village, rent a 10 by 10 feet house, small house. You rent a second one for your birds. That means you have a small income. At least side income is always better. Before you start poultry farming, let it be small or big, whether commercial or just subsistence poultry farming. You must have a business plan. A business plan is this written document planned in your life or in your poultry farm, so that when you bring in your chickens, you don't have to gamble. This is a serious business plan. The business plan guides you on how to get the chicks, how to feed them, how to sell them off, how to sell your eggs. So in a short or in a simple terms, a business plan is the guide on the farm. So if you were to do poultry farming, we encourage you to have a business plan. You write it down. When am I to bring my chicks? What does it entail to have chicks raised up to a laying bird? What does it entail to have a chicken grow? You need feeders, you need drinkers, you need the husks, you need the lighting, you need the pots for heat if there's a brooder. You need the house itself, you need the housing. So we have the temporary and the permanent needs for poultry farm. So you need the feeds themselves. You need the workers, you need the labor, you need the water, you need the crystal, you need the lighting. So if without a business plan for your poultry, you might end up getting frustrated. And frustrations in poultry farming are so bad, they don't heal. You might get disappointed and depressed forever. This is a business that you put in all your money. It either comes back or goes away. So if you have a plan, you're sure that your money will come back. If the birds fall sick, With your plan, you ensure that there's medication. You vaccinate, you medicate. You prevent, you control. We have the measures to control disease on the farm. That is biosecurity. All of that must be in plan. Yes, you must think of the market. That's why I told you that you must have a specialization. If you specialize in which birds, where will you get the market? The market is the biggest challenge, especially in broilers and in laying eggs. You can have eggs without market, and it can be very frustrating. You can have chicken ready for sale, especially broilers, and you have no market. You can have off layers, you have no market. You can have broilers, no market. Even the local eggs, local birds, you can have no market, simply because you didn't plan. You need marketing so that your birds are nicely planned and the marketing strategy is well laid. So this is Kataps once again giving you the insights on poultry farming. So we have been friends, keep friends. We have been together, journeying together. If you have not clicked on our notification bell, click, ding, so that you don't miss out on any video, because I give you videos, 2 videos per week. Kataps is there to give free knowledge. The more you share, the more you receive. The hand that gives is the hand that receives. Nobody is too poor to give, and nobody is too rich to receive. See you next time.